Hey guys, this is Lindsay back with another video on the 2011 CANAM Commander secondary one-way bearing replacement. Let's get to it.
First off, we're going to demonstrate the problem.
Can't get it to shift. Can there.
First off, we have to remove the seat and the lower plastic.
All right, the seat's out, and there's a spare belt that we always carry. And then you've got these stobs right here, and you'll take out, looks like 2 panels. All right, this is the first panel with all the stobs out. You call them stobs. All right, there we go. Second panel, it's a little more stubborn. You gotta back in it a little bit after you get all the stobs out of it, and then the next victim will be that right there. It looks like we're missing a few screws. That's good. That plays in our favor. All right, 8 millimeters all the way around. We're missing a ton of them. Somebody been here before. Bottom ones are a little tough. Okay, and then we'll do this. Gotta come out there. And there it is. The clutch and the bearing is right behind here. And here's the idler bearing, and that's what we're gonna get after. It's stuck, and what happens is, let's see. This should not spin when the engine's running. The idler bearing's in here, and it's stuck, and it's causing the transmission to run all the time, which don't allow any slack in the gearbox for this right here to engage. So once we replace the idler bearing, it should fix it, hopefully. First step's taking the belt off, which requires this bolt to go in this hole and thread all the way down, which will release the spring tension and allow you to take the belt off. Let's do that. We'll be back. Okay, got the bolt threaded into this, which decompresses this, and then you just rub the belt off. Rub the belt off. Belt's out of the way. Belt looks good, by the way. And now, we're going to take this outer section off. Right here is our bearing, which actually don't feel too bad, but we'll have to service it anyway. We'll get this nut off and this removed, and we'll be back. $19 millimeter. Okay. When you take this off right here, you got to be real careful that you don't move this right here, because you'll lose your pieces, which the new kit comes with them, so depends on what you get. All right, we're ready to remove, and I already did. And okay, keep these in mind right here. Little spring and them little, I don't know what they're called, little round things. That's for your engine brake. And then this popped off on me, but you got to be careful because that spring does have tension on it. See the spring here, and this is the keeper for the spring. Just take that off. Take this off. Lay it down. Okay, and then right here's your keeper. Keeper. Of course, it goes on the spring, and then here's your idler bearing, and both of my bearings are seized up tight. Seized up tight. This thing will still spin. your belt can still spin it, but if these are seized, it turns your transmission all the time, and you can't select reverse or forward or anything without turning the engine off. Okay, and this is all going to be cleaned up. It looks good. Let's do that. All right, we got it out of there. And right here is the kit that we ordered. Which came with new bearing, one new spring, two new springs are here. The keeper for the, I think it's the, it'd be the outer bearing. And another set of these, and then another bearing. And here's the old stuff. And we're going to start. We'll start by taking the bearing out, which requires this pick, and taking this ring out right here. All right, there's the outer bearing, and it was hard coming out. It wasn't supposed to be. It was hard coming out. It required a good pointy screwdriver, a little hammer, and then at the end with a big lick, just a chisel. Okay, we got the outer one on as well. Stuck also. Now, clean this up. Come down here, clean all this up. Then we got to re-grease. And then the last step will be to take an alcohol, which will increase your belt life. Take alcohol and lightly clean this and the belt surfaces. All right, I've got the bearing holder cleaned up good enough. And then where it runs is cleaned up good enough. It may not look like it, but that's cleaner than it. It's just the surface is not. I haven't cleaned the dust off of it. But I use this right here, not on a drill. I like to use anything with RPMs anywhere where there would be any tolerance whatsoever. So I just kind of scratched it off. It don't have to be wonderful. I mean, I guess it kind of clean it the best you can. And then you'll need a little grease in here. I don't know how to clean it. How you clean them holes, I might take a cutting torch cleaner and run in and out of them, because that's where the engine brake spring and lock go on each side. And we're ready to put our bearings in. All right, I've got the bearing holder cleaned up good enough. And then where it runs is cleaned up good enough. It may not look like it, but that's cleaner than it. It's just the surface is not. I haven't cleaned the dust off of it. But I use this right here, not on a drill. I like to use anything with RPMs anywhere where there would be any tolerance whatsoever. So I just kind of scratched it off. It don't have to be wonderful. I mean, I guess it kind of clean it the best you can. And then you'll need a little grease in here. I don't know how to clean it. How you clean them holes, I might take a cutting torch cleaner and run in and out of them, because that's where the engine brake spring and lock go on each side. And we're ready to put our bearings in. All right, to make it easier on yourself, if you've got a pick, there's a groove that lock goes in that holds the bearing right here. And you spin it, just clean the debris out of it. And then you're ready for your bearing. And I just take the old one, set it right on top, and just lightly tap it in, super lightly till it's flush, until you get your keeper in. And let's do that. Okay, I drove the bearing in. I used the old bearing, and it will stick. It won't go all the way down in there, but you can take a pair of vice grips. See how I got that clamped? And mine pulled right off if you want to do it that way. I ain't an expert at anything, but you know, that looked like how it went. So let's flip it over and get on our inner bearing. Okay, the inner bearing is in, and I laid in on there and just pecked it around with this right here. Went in super easy and bottomed out. Okay, now we're going to go with a little, not that it needs it because the bearings are sealed on both sides, the new bearings are, but we're going to put a little of this Traveler's multi-purpose lithium grease. I like it. I don't think it's a high temp grease, but I mean, I've always had a good look at it. I've run it on boat, wheel bearings and everything else, and I've not had any trouble. Had any trouble in 4 or 5 years with any bearings. So I'm going to lightly grease that up and go back to the machine for the reassemble. All right, the next thing, we don't want to forget about our engine brake parts, and they go right in these holes right here before this goes on. So let's go ahead and get them in there. What we'll do is we'll put them in, because I'll have to have 2 hands, and then once they're in, this will all go on together. And when you'll hear a little pop, snap, when this goes up on, and then you'll know that everything went in correctly. So let me get to that. Okay, here we go. Just got to take your 2 fingers and hold it, get them over top of them, and then listen for this right here. A little click. And that'll let you know you're in. And it should go one way and stop when it does that too. You can go turn it a little bit and it'll stop right there. Turn it a little bit and it'll stop right there. Okay, now you got to clean this with alcohol lightly, and this surface, and we're going to put it all back together. All right, looks like we're at 44 foot-pounds for the torque spec. All right, we're there. 40 under, guys. Okay, as you can see, with the engine running, the transmission responded to the fuel, and then when I let it back to an idle, the transmission stopped. And I'll demonstrate in a minute that it will shift, but we'll be back. All right, you talk about something wonderful. If you're having to turn it off to switch it all the time, them bearings, that job is well worth doing for this luxury right here. I mean, just no problem. Hit the brake. Oh man, that's wonderful. No problem whatsoever. Oh yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Me and Jacob, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.